Yo, Twitch chat. What is up? Blue Demon Armser feeds a lot. The Buck Wildest, Octoff and Brick. I'm not gonna sing anymore. Irish, Level, Arcana, and Kirsten Lopez. What's up, Katie Page, McSwifty, Heartsy, Waj, Jolly? How is it going? I hope it's going well. Did you guys see this? It's kind of a surprise. Get ready for a summer classic. The announcement of an announcement. Patch notes and a new balance patch are coming tomorrow. So, balance change is coming. We're going to talk about that later. I want to get a duels run going first, but then at the end of the stream, we'll talk about what you guys think might get changed. Might make it into a little video. We'll see. But let's start off with duels. Kicking it off with duels. Oh, it's hot in my room. I just realized. Oh, makes me grouchy sometimes. I have to be cognizant of my grouchiness. It's hot. It's so hot and sweaty and steamy in here. Oh, steamy. All right. Bran? We take Bran? What are we playing? I have no idea what to play. Could do curses again. We really wanted to do curses again.
The answers are here.
Oh, what troubles will
Kind of wanted to try Curse Warlock again. I felt like I needed this hero power instead of the Soul Fragment one last time. Look it up to 3 cards in hand, discard 1 and draw. I need to draw stuff. Discard garbage and draw. Still not really draw though in a weird way, right? Like you don't really net an advantage on cards. Still not sure that's the right hero. I almost feel like Drekthar would be better for that. Maybe we might need to do that with Drekthar.
Time to get out.
I did want to play an Elise. This card, I never played Staff of Renewal. Resurrect 5 friendly minions at the highest cost. I did want to do this. I've never done this before. I finally unlocked this. Let's do this. Let's go Staff of Renewal. Big taunt Elise. Yeah. Big taunt Elise. So I want probably taunt and death rattle specifically, but basically res stuff, right? So let's think like Grey Vow's 100%, probably these kind of guys. Sure. Yeah, maybe Awaken the Makers. Actually, we might need cheaper cards for that to be good though. I don't know. We'll have to think about that a little bit. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they don't have to have taunt, I guess, right? They just need good death rattles, really. Maybe. Hey, MW Eggs. Sounds hot. So just to clarify, you find those particular testes hot, do you? Okay. Just gonna write that down for later. Good to know you find them particularly hot. Thanks 100 bits, MW Eggs. Yeah, what are other resurrect effects we might want? Because 10 mana is obviously a lot for a res. We probably want Amulet for sure. Is that really it? Man. What about Twilight? We got Twilight's Call, yeah. Okay, so obviously this is way too expensive right now. We have to dial this back a little bit. Xyrella Death Rattles. They're only actually very good if they're... Well, no, they're all pretty good right now, actually, yeah. Grizzled Guardian's probably the worst. We could probably cut this. It doesn't seem that good. Right now, Staff would resurrect Proto Drake, Forge Fiend, Disciple, Mita, and Light Shower, which is actually pretty good. I think that's fine. We got some early game here with these death rattles, but nothing to do in the first 3 turns of the game other than hero power. I don't really have anything to do until turn 4. Trade and hero power. So we probably need stuff to do early. I can run early death rattles and I can run quests too. I don't really think Quest is gonna... I don't think Quest is gonna be good. I don't know, like, I have it in here, but it's just that it's gonna take us so long to get to a point where that's good. And I should have enough life gain otherwise. You know, we've got lifesteal, we got armor gain. I think I'd rather just run more good cards. That's gonna protect my life just about as much as anything else. So we could do like squirrels. I do want the death rattles to be good for Zyrella though. Squirrels isn't especially good for Zyrella. We could do like a ramp death rattle, greedy sprite. That's kind of cool. It's a death rattle and it gets us closer to our big stuff. We could just do other ramp cards as well, obviously. Oracle's usually an okay death rattle card. Just get some resources. We could do Guff. Yeah, Guff is probably still good. Yeah. Dang it, dude. You gotta have Guff, probably. I don't want to run Twig and weapon stuff. That's just too common. I'll get annoyed at myself for doing that. Maybe we don't need Teacher's Pet if we've got Guff. Guff without more ramp feels kind of bad, though. I think you want to get to Guff sooner. Maybe a Wild Growth. Another good ramp card. Do something like an Earthen Scales. Just some armor gain that's cheap. I think if you get the 20 and change heroes, it's fine. I don't think Guff has to be equipped. It just sets. It sets. It doesn't say like your maximum mana is 20. So in other words, I think it stays. Moonlight. Yeah, it's a good card. Just get more good treasures, discover treasures, copy them. Yeah, Moonlight Guidance is good. I like that idea. Something to fill mana early on occasion too if we're not hero powering. We'll hero power a lot because card draw is good, but... Yeah, I mean, this is a fat deck, but... Dude, it's potentially going to be very swingy. Solar? I don't like that solar is conditional. In other words, I have to play it with something else. I think I'm better off if I... Like, yes, of course, it's a crazy power spike when it goes, but I think I want things that are non-conditional. In fact, I might even cut Twilight's Call for that reason. Like, this is only good late in the game, and then it's not even that good. I don't think we need that. That's bad. I would actually rather run another... What's the other 2-drop card for Druid? Capture Cold Tooth Mine, I think. I kind of like this more because I can get like staffs or Zyrellas or whatever late. Get big stuff if needed. Yeah. Zephyrus. I do love Zephyrus. Zephyrus can be really good early. Man, I guess. I think we're going to break Zeph in the stack pretty quickly. I think we'll break Zeph, but the first few games can be pretty nuts. Yeah, maybe we'll run a Zeph. Even just getting a Tyrion for our death rattles could be awesome. But often just life gain, removal, etc. Why Proto Drake? So that we get a big minion back from the Staff of Renewal. I think it's good to have one threat-based... big minion. Like most of these are more defensive, right? Like they don't generate pressure on board if they're cleared. I think having one is good. But Axwin says, wow, this card is good. So is this card. While every card is good. LMAO, this streamer, low IQ. Yes, because as you can see, we've included every card. I went through all of these cards and said, yes, all of these are good. Yes, Master Swordsmith is good. Yes, Mech Warper is good. Yes, Micro Machine is good. Yes, Millhouse is good. Yes, Murkwater Scribe is good. Yes, Murloc Tidehunter is good. You nailed it, man. We did it. We think every single card is good. Man. You are so smart, Axwind. You got us. 6,000 IQ over here. All right, let's go. This is good. These are good. All of these are good cards. I want to kind of go through. I want to kind of go through Axwin's messages. They're very funny. But I better not. Marvel is brain dead idiots. If you like Marvel, I'm better than you as a person. Oh, dude, you used. Oh, I gotta ban him. Actually, I didn't notice this before, but he used a derogatory term. Shoot, I like making fun of trolls, but only if they play nice. But I can't. I went through his history. I didn't see it before. School is out these days. Yeah. The 9-year-olds are out in force, dude. How do they find Hearthstone is what I want to know. All right. Greybow Meta. It's a little slow, obviously. I think we can maybe keep a Greybow because it's just 5. Is not too far along our curve, and obviously pretty disruptive card when it connects. But yeah, mulliganing for ramp here makes a lot more sense. Okay. Dayman. Dude, Dayman, Nightman. This is like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Time to dilly-dally.
Alright, Shard. Growth is great. Do we coin the growth? I don't think so. Probably Hero Power on 2 is fine. They didn't get out to a wicked fast start here. I mean, I guess if they develop some kind of crazy threat, a coin growth might help into a Zephyrus the turn after. Ooh, maybe we just Zephyrus Lightning Bolt now, actually. Yeah, I don't know. It really hurts because I overload, but oh, actually, Holy Smite's available now. Maybe they'll give me Holy Smite, right? That's better. Yeah, nice. No overload. Retain the Wild Growth next turn. That's pretty important to deal with. Feels like that could snowball really hard. And Zephyrus, like I said, early in the run, comes in clutch always. That could snowball both off of spells and the hero power, so let's take care of that sucker. Murder by Waffles, thanks to the 8 months and the 6-month streak. Serenus, do I have any duels? Dev contact. I'm pretty sure they're aware, dude. I think. I do, but so do you guys. Duels devs hang out here all the time. If you just write something in chat, there's a pretty significant chance a Duels dev will see it. Lodge Tech, dude, thanks for the Prime sub. Doodly Diddle says, I no longer play Hearthstone, but I still watch Regis because fun decks, snarky responses to trolls, and a magnificent beard. Well, you're in for the triple threat today. Is Snap letting you keep your progress? Supposedly, yeah. So you guys are going to be very far behind me, which I don't personally think is a great idea. I think they should reset, even though I'm going to benefit greatly from it personally. I think it would be better for the game. I mean, in reality, there are going to be, hopefully, like for them, hopefully millions of players who are totally unaware that a closed beta even existed or that they're notably far behind. It may just kind of wash out in the averages over time. But for you guys who are really plugged in and wanting to play and stuff, it's definitely going to feel really bad. Yeah, PC release will be a big moment too. That's actually, I'm really excited about the PC release. That's going to be awesome. So Greybow, we want to definitely be in our top 5, I think, which currently is not a problem. These are only 4 big minions for these staff. They don't have a lot of burst damage, direct damage, though. We're just gonna win this, like, which currently they don't seem to have a ton. They seem like, well, okay, that's a little damage. That's a little grosser. They could have some kind of like bless here too. They've got like radiant elemental kind of bodied buff stuff happening, so it does seem like a possibility.
I'm undead, not dead.
My life gain is really just bundled up in Meta and Light Shower and Moarg. Well, that's actually quite a bit. Think I'd go. Okay, we have a lot of life gain actually. I was gonna say it's not really that much, but yeah, in hindsight, it's actually quite a bit. I would love to Call of the Grave into like a Moarg just to get that 8 armor again, just to avoid any like surprise trap lethal type stuff that happens here out of nowhere. Yeah, Wind Fury is always a threat. Yeah, I'm hoping that the minion based stuff is not as problematic due to all our taunts, but that's why I mean like a surprise could come through if we're not careful. Just make sure we keep a steady supply of taunts and stuff down. Okay. Like this could already deal 8, you know? Poisonous is also pretty annoying, honestly. Shard is also actually very scary now that I think about it. They played that earlier, I just processed it though. That's pretty spooky too. Because it could just push through taunts. Like I actually need that armor gained, right? Not just taunts. I need more than just might be, if I got like a Kodo here, might be a good time for a Greybow Kodo just to because Shard's in the deck right now, right? Man, I really need some armor gain here. Oh, this draws a Moarg. I guess I can play it. It's probably fine. I really want to get Greybow down though before I go for the staff. I also kind of need them to commit that Shard before I go for staff, probably. I don't know. This is not a trivial game at all right now. We're actually in a bit of a pickle. They give this Divine Shield in particular, that's going to be a bit of a pickle. I mean, even pushing it to 9 is annoying, right? That's still a pickle. We got some pickly situations here. Okay, is that the same Shard? That's a different Shard, I think. No, that must be the same Shard. Did they create any cards? They decided to leave me this trade. That's interesting. I guess they didn't make anything, right? So that is the only Shard that we know of? It must be. They didn't generate a card, so yeah. That has to be their Shard. What treasures are we hoping for? Definitely Death Rattle synergies if possible. First one, kind of anything maybe could be fine. Mysterious Tome, Scrolls, that sort of stuff. I like those. Okay, so I think taunts might suffice now for at least a moment. Again, burst damage could challenge that, but I think you do keep 20 max mana, we decided, yeah. The wording on Guff says set your mana to 20, not like if you're Guff, you have 20 mana sort of thing. So Xyrella could be a big heal if I want to just go for the Xyrella already. It also actually activates the Moarg, right? And Disciple. And I guess that's it for now. Do I think I need the immediate heal from Xyrella and clear, or do I think I have time to greed? I think I better go for it just in case, right? I think I better go for it. I think we'll be okay. We don't need to get super greedy here. We'll still win late off staff and stuff. I just want to be safe. I think this is much safer play, and I want to heal too, so don't worry about the ramp. We have plenty of mana and life right now. That's not very scary. There's nothing scary left. I guess Amulet would feed them a little, but back to 25 feels much safer. And now, of course, we can just start playing these taunts out. You guys are about to find out about the mana question real quick. Everybody's been asking. Let's see if our theories and messages in chat hold true. Will it indeed be 11 or 10? Okay, they have an amulet off us. Yeah, see, that's pretty spooky. I mean, I guess they currently only have 2 minions. It's not really that bad. 3, I guess. Not the end of the world. I think we'll still readily outvalue that. Yeah, guys, I agree that you keep it. We all know. I'm just saying. People in chat keep asking. So I'm saying, oh, man, they actually have a lot more value. But I think we'll be fine. I'm saying they're about to find out for real. We have evidence. Actual real-life evidence. Do I want another Mita in the pool for staff or Light Shower? I think Mita's fine. We're 25. It should be okay. It's definitely more of a slow grind than a long-term game plan. I mean, we should be favored here, right? I guess if they have a Xyrella of their own, might create some challenges, but Surely this will be enough to just stick and win, right? Gonna use like a death on that, I guess? Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's an expensive removal, right? 6 mana removal, and I just get it back very soon, so I think we're okay with that. Wow, poison roll to negate the grave out here, but we're gonna pull it back, so it's all good. Are we good to go on this? We've had Disciple, Moarg, Mita, Guff. That's enough, right? Let's just try to win here. This is enough board to just straight up win, so. And more Mitas in the pool too is good. I guess there might even be a Zephrys in here. Still? Unless I forgot a minion? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I should use this while I have a chance. I don't really need the healing. Let's just get an extra copy of this, right? Or do we actually want an extra copy of Mita? It's gonna be in hand, but that's okay.
Job done.
I like that a little more, really. Because we're probably just gonna win this turn, honestly, but either way. So, all right, health advantage, board advantage, I think value advantage, fatigue advantage, honestly, I think. We're gonna, well, not exactly. Mita is only sort of. I'm not really gonna get to trade my amulet, am I? Well, I guess with Mita, how does that work? Maybe? They're going really big here, but they only have 1 taunt currently in that amulet, right? It's like a bunch of little cards. Now they might get some Mitas off their crystalline oracles if I'm not careful. That could challenge things a little. They're just cycling this endlessly. Do they have 2 of those? I guess they're trading these into other ones. No, they're finally playing one. Okay. So yeah, it's just that 1 taunt, right? But a little bit of value for sure. So how much damage do we have here? 12. It's enough, right?
I grow short of cards.
It's just enough. Hey, Mita. What's up? Cool. Good win. That was like kind of an almost mirror match, but we just had the way greedier list. Just like can't get greedy list compared to theirs. All right. Okay. Actually, 3 nice little discussions here. Obviously, we have a lot of taunt minions, and buffing those is... I don't really think it's that useful, honestly. Like, we're not really caring about the return trades too much. I don't really think it's hold the line. Book of Wonders can always do some shenanigans. Could definitely help me shore up my early game, which we're not really strong early, so this could kind of do shenanigans early. Recycling is probably the most directly synergistic, but we don't have a lot of minions. We just kind of have singular minions per turn often, so I don't think the armor gain adds up super fast. Chat is very sold on book. I don't think it's I don't think it's inherently wrong. It's kind of fun. Definitely more fun. Recycling, I mean, how much armor is recycling going to give me in a given game? Like 10 average maybe until the late game. But if we get to the late game anyway, where I'm like playing staff, we're probably not going to need a lot more recycling. I think I'm going to take book. I actually don't even think it's the worst choice. I'm sort of course, always thinking about it as a little bit of a meme, but I don't even really think it's a super meme here. Probably a little better with the removal than the kind of shenanigans here. Shadow Visions in particular is really, really good card in duels, getting treasures and stuff. So, okay. Kills Zephrys? Oh, yeah, it does kill Zeph. Yeah, like I said before, though, with Zeph, we don't really care that much about Zeph. This is always the argument with Zeph every single time. We already got our Zeph value, right? It's like I tell you guys this every time. Zeph is good for like 2 or 3 games max, and then you don't ever trust the Zeph. But does he win you those 2 or 3 games? I think he could have won us that first game, killing the early Radiant Snowball, right?
Elise versus Willow.
Your mic and face cam are not synced. Sometimes if you refresh, that'll fix it. I don't know, maybe it's never 100% perfect if you're super sensitive to it. But if it's way off and nobody else has noticed it, I think a refresh might help. Not sure though. It's almost impossible to get it like perfect, but so somebody who's really attuned to it can still be frustrated, but hopefully it's just a refresh issue. Okay, yeah, this is great. I don't think we need a Zyrella here. Kilgore Trout. It's gonna be a tough opponent to beat. I am so hot in my room right now. Oh. The air, like I closed my door so I'm quieter, although I don't know why, because my wife's not even home right now. I shouldn't have, but my room gets hotter because all the lights and computers. The air keeps up really well elsewhere. Just this room in particular, just gets a little toasty. Gets a little toasty in here. Might have to take my shirt off later. I don't know. Do a dog stream. Heatwave chunk? Yeah, it's been like 100 plus here. I think. I don't know. 99, 100. I don't know what it is right now. Only 96 right now. It was 97 earlier today. All right. Well, certainly Guff is good. Scroll into Ice Trap's pretty good. Wow. Do we like Wild Growth better? Yeah, a little more reliable than the Sprite, just so that we have the guaranteed Guff here. Dude, I haven't seen this hero power hardly ever. Like, we've played it a couple times, but that's it. Scroll, save me. Save me. Oh! Oh, Zeph can't save me, bro. Still, got some armor, though. That's nice. Negated a little here. Alrighty. Yeah, that's gonna hit me for like 10 plus. I mean, it's gonna be a lot, probably. Less scrolls save me again. Because we're gonna Guff next turn, I think, and then try to recover this later. Which Greybow will certainly encourage. Yeah. Hey, Sinister, thanks for the 36 months. I don't know if I said that. Zeph hates books, yeah. Zeph is not well read. He has no idea who Kilgore Trout is. to circle back to that. It's his least favorite author. Okay. 5 more life. That's good little chunks here. I think we can beat Cthulhu, by the way. We haven't acknowledged the Cthulhu problem looming over us, but I think if we have big enough board, Cthulhu's not as big of a threat, right? Like, we'll just have a big, hopefully, pile of bodies Cthulhu is kind of whacking into, and as long as our health total is reasonable, which Moargs and stuff should enable, then I think we'll be okay. Oh, Curse is, man, even more Zephyrus problems, jeez. Not nice. We can throw away a Greybow here, by the way. Crap, double twisting other. Now that's a bigger problem, I think. Shoot. Oh, yeah, sure. I think this is just better now, particularly with the automaton, right? Yeah. Okay, what a sick turn. Oh my God, imagine these discounts if they come through. Wow. That was not what I expected, but amazing. Mothership OP, dude. That was great. All right. This likely doesn't even mess up my staff. I mean, Mothership is totally fine to get back off staff, so that's not a big deal. And these are also small that, you know, almost never will interrupt. Dude, this is currently a problem for them. Now, I have to consider 2 Twisting Nethers, right? But Death Rattles, you know, are good against Twisting Nether at the very least. Between normal boards, staff boards, amulet boards, hopefully we can sort of work our way through all that. Dude, this deck has everything. It has curses, Cthulhu, other curses. Just got one of everything in it. That is wild. Wow, what a great roll so that I can't proc this easily. Jeez, this guy's good. We hit a nutty play and then they hit a nutty play. Yeah, I'll let this roll. Let's just get a Moar again. Actually, no, we still want to ramp, don't we? So never mind. Well, it's not Moar yet. Save 1 health or Shadow Visions. Let's just save a health. Shadow Visions is pretty good on Amulet, to be honest. So I do want to do that sooner rather than later, but we'll have a little time. Hopefully. We don't. Well, we can trade it back in, so we'll always have time. Okay. Am I guaranteed to get Amulet? No, because I have Moonlit, Death, Pain, and Books and Agonies too. Full of garbage spells. Ooh, ooh! That is a big discount. Thank you, sir. They went for the high roll and missed it, dude. I feel bad for them. They just netted me 7 mana off that attempted high roll. That is pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. This is better later, right? Yeah, let's just do this for now. Amulet, yeah, it's perfect, actually. Oh no! He buffed it! Oh no! Whatever will we do? Probably better to leave that alive, honestly, behind the Greybow, but honestly, I'm not too worried about Greybow's like first round value. I more care about the staff later, so just tidy things up. Is this Twisting Nether already? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's a good early Twisting Nether for us. Because we have more coming, but they'll probably feel forced to use this pretty soon. Dude, all the agonies are right on top. What the heck? All right. Bonus 1/1. Let's. What? Dude, what is happening? Give me a real card. Okay, real cards finally. Zyrella's good to see. That's a lot of healing later, right?
Rest easy, child.
Okay. Hopefully this doesn't screw my board here.
Job
Nice,
done.
real cards. How many scrolls do I have left? 4 maybe? I don't know. I'm kind of getting close to fatigue already. I need to be a little bit careful here. I think we'll be fine in fatigue for a while. Zeph will activate for damage. This might encourage another Twisting Nether, honestly. It's kind of scary a little bit. Zyrella's a ton of life gain off all this armor too. Okay, there's the second Twisting Nether. So I probably just ripped the staff here. Should be good enough, I hope. Multi-strike. Whoa, that's fun. Ridiculous board, dude. Actually insane. Yeah, I can't blame you, man. That is such a gross board. A ton of like stickiness, healing, infinite value. Oh, come on. This is a cruel tease. Why? Why do you give me both? What is this? Okay, I'm gonna pick one or the other one. Which one do you guys think we're gonna get later is the question. I'm gonna put this on you guys. If you pick wrong, I will forever hate you. Which piece? Hilt or blade? Start the poll. Hilt or blade? Which piece do I take? Oh, it's dead even. It's dead even. Oh, nope. Hilt's taking the lead. I think it is the better card right now for the record. Although, nothing wrong with Blade either. They're both fine. Just, I don't know. I don't need to attack a lot, so. Better maybe buffing up a taunt or something. It's close though, dude. You guys are keeping it tight here. Hilt still with that 57 though. Okay, I think it's gonna go to Hilt unless something dramatically changes. Somebody says Clockwork in chat. Screw you. Get out of here. We don't want no Clockwork voters here. I've gerrymandered this so that you can't vote for Clockwork. All right, looks like Hilt is very, very firmly in the lead. A lot of you are typing Blade, but you gotta vote. You gotta vote. Oh my god. Oh, dude, I don't know. Jeez. Hadronox is really hard for me to kill, but there is a cool sequence where I could like summon it with staff, and it has taunt. These are just better big units, honestly, because Goldshire Knoll's really reactive. Varian draws me a couple things, like Mita's got Divine Shield. We have plenty of taunt. We actually don't have Rush right now, I don't think, but Hadronox is like a little bit more synergistic in theory, but I don't actually think Hadronox is very good because it's just so hard for me to kill it off. This is immediately good, right? This is immediately good, and this is usually immediately good because even just taunt makes it good. Yeah, guys, I know Hadronox is like thematically fitting and stuff, but I actually think this is better. We already, oh yeah, this is a Rushman. Yeah, good point. Yeah, he has Knoll, so he has Rush. Guys, I think this is too memey. Like, we already have so many ways to do what Hadronox does with Staff and Amulet, and sort of Zyrella, but not exactly, you know. But Zyrella can still summon some bodies. I'm gonna go here. I know that the other one is kind of spicier, but this is actually shaping up to be a pretty good run so far. I don't want to throw it away on a Hadronox. Because I know what'll happen. We'll play a Hadronox. It'll have so many beautiful taunts in it, and then it will take 3 turns to die. I already took scrolls, so give me a pass on the next Mimi choice, right? And I've already leaned in a little. Let me direct us back in the way of truth.
Please.
Direct us back towards the light. All right.
The ways of my forest. The League of Explorers
Yeah, Goldshire is really good in reactive, but I just want ramp, right? Like, gonna be less and less likely to get ramp as we go. So this might function as a mechanism there. Let's just get this in and trade it early. That's fine. New Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot. No, man, I only do Diet Mountain Dew. I don't really do weird flavors or anything. Only Diet Mountain Dew. Give me ramp.
Job's done.
He didn't spend my mana, maybe because there was no target to hit. We've had this before where it has ruined us and spent our mana, but I guess maybe because there was no minion to target. It just fizzled instead. Good ramp here, by the way. Card quality here is high as well. Gonna be hard to beat my Mycelium Druid, though, as always. They just get such ridiculous damage out of it, usually. That's been the biggest hurdle for it for me, I think. It's just how much damage they get. Give me an 8/8. Give me an 8/8. Oh! Not an 8/8, but good. Oh! Yes! Let's go! I don't care if it's frozen for a turn. That's free, man. That is totally free. Then we get Greedy Sprite next turn. That's nice. Hey, AJ, man. Thanks for the 4 months of kind words. Blumpkin with the 2 months. YouTube guy in stream. Wow, thanks, man.
I am your shield.
Thanks. Yeah, how about a 9/9? Yeah, sort of a 9/9. Yeah, good point. We got even better than we dreamed of. It's supposed to be playable next turn if it's worth it. Maybe worth it. I don't know. Kind of like Hilt on the variant, just to keep it alive more, maybe. Just hero power. Let's see if this thing dies or not. So Staff will currently have Varian and these, but Varian will probably always be in the pool, just so we remember. These probably won't always be in the pool. For our reference later. Scroll into something that copies Varian, or gives Varian Wind Fury, or... Oh yeah, hit this. Yeah, I don't know if it matters, but... We love it. We want more mana. Yeah, Knoll plus Hilt actually probably okay here, honestly.
More bones to gnaw.
It's not like super clean, but it works for me. 3, they just did 3, so they don't have another good 3 damage hit here. Maybe it sticks around, but if not, still. makes them think about it, makes them work for it a little, right? The other variant. All right, so do we value trade this? Do we... Maybe we just see what we can find first. Nothing very good here for us, though, other than maybe a scroll high roll, but it's pretty unlikely. I'd rather just draw a card, maybe hit a 4-drop. Nothing really quite good for us. Scroll could screw me here, too, but I'm willing to take that risk. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's just do Moonlit. I'm not gonna get too fancy here. We're pretty far ahead. I don't want to get greedy, right? Grey Bow. Yeah, Grey Bow is really good for Cyrella.
Job's done.
Okay. So they're immolated. Kind of hard to tell with that card back, but they got to play cards out if they don't want to lose them. That looked like a heal. Maybe the 5-drop here. No, that doesn't target face. I don't know. Let's see. Burn Mycelium. I think they'd pretty much always be able to play that when it's so cheap, right? But hey, that would be awesome if so. Hey, Plet. Thanks for the kind words. Hey, Jerks. What's up? Thanks for the crazy bits yesterday, Jerks. Crazy to have you back in the stream, man. It feels awesome. Like the good old days. Yeah, seems like a great death target. Grey Bow follow-up's fine. Hit for 15 again. All right, we have a great set here. I mean, Varian I'll probably play next turn. He only gets Divine Shield and Taunt, though. Maybe not. Maybe... Well, that's still probably the most threatening minion I have. More threatening than Moarg at the moment. We don't need...
Your wish is my suggestion.
Oh, is that good? Shadow Ruin keeps you alive here. Kills the 2 big guys. Doesn't answer the Grey Bow, but probably happy with being alive. So I need to find 6 damage. Only if I drew every scroll would that be possible. Yeah, I think I shouldn't need the armor gain quite yet for the Moarg, should I? I think this is fine. Just the most annoying. I mean, technically this is more damage, but this is a little stickier with Divine Shield, right? I wish it had Rush, but it's okay. This is a little bit worse minion into Staff, but if I play a Moarg, I'll still get the Moarg, so that's not a big risk, I guess. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Set themselves against me.
Play this before we lose the Mida. Maida. People complain about how I say this no matter how I say it, so I've started saying it the most annoying ways possible. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that the last few streams, but I'm trying to say the name as irresponsibly as possible. Ida. Man Bear Pig, thanks for the kind words. Super Gents, thanks for the Prime sub for 2 months. Well, that's how, well, look, I started saying it Mida because that's how it was read to me. Then a lot of people said, Regis, it's like a Midas touch. You have to say Mida. So then I started saying it Mida. And then Book of whatever came out, Rosen, and he calls himself Mida. So then I wanted to say Mida, but a lot of people still wanted me to say Mida, which is happening in chat right now. And people complain no matter which way I say it, so now I just say Mida. It's so loud every time. God, why do they do that? Okay, getting a Grey Bow here is nice. Okay, they lost a lot of cards. Holy crap. They burned 5 cards. That's insane. Yeah, let's just go Proto Drake here. Again, more threatening. I'm not really looking for the life gain just yet, right? So. Oh god, I screw up. Oh. Kind of screwed up, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. Oh! God! I'm an actual genius. Let's go. That's crazy, dude. I actually rolled Divine Shield on the variant of all units, dude. It could have hit the 6/6. It's not friendlies, right? Yeah, just give a minion. Oh my god, dude. Too good at the game. Oh, dude, just too good. You guys just aren't on my level. You got to get better. Just be better. This is a classic Duels run, dude. This is a classic Duels run. Yeah, this poor guy. Yeah. Dopey Jr.'s having the worst game of his life for sure. This has a Greybow inside of it, don't forget. So it wasn't even necessarily bad that it died. I mean, it's a little worse, but still plenty fine. Dude, how hard is Scroll gonna screw me later when it has absolutely carried this game? It has made this game insane. Okay, so I have 12 damage here, but it's not actually lethal, right? Xyrella doesn't start on damage, right? I don't have any damage here. No damage in the deck. I mean, Scroll is probably lethal for the record, but let's just play it safe.
I must not fail.
Scroll into Cataclysm? Don't you dare, dude. You just figured out how to get banned. Welcome to the ban. My opponent deserves it, though. Would I even lose, I guess, is the question. Right now, I have sticky death rattles, right? And the Proto-Trait goes off before the Greybow if, you know, a Cataclysm were to hit both at the same time. So I'd even have Greybow chains, I think, going. Okay. Can I believe that Emily got 5 cards? Like, that's so insane. It's a good turn. It's gonna be hard to get through all this even with a refreshed mana, though. It's still gonna be tough.
Everbloom.
Okay. I have taunt too? Okay. I think hitting that gives me lethal though, right? I got a rush minion, not that it matters. I think hitting that allows me to do the damage twice here. I think that was a huge mistake, right? I didn't really piece it out yet, but it feels like that gave me the ability to hit that twice instead of once. It's Mummy Magic. It's got to be better than Deathly Death with like Greybows and stuff. It's just insane. Meek Mastery's not crazy. We have some good neutral minions, but it's just not. It's not even close. Deathly Death. It's too hard to get 2 out at once. It's Mummy Magic. Okay, I like this nice little defensive package. Some life gain. Sorry, word's pretty cool. This has got a little ramp. Alex is okay for us. This is just bad taunts. I think we go here. This life gain could really help us stretch a game out, so. No death rattles, sadly, but it's okay. All right, 3-0, dude. For a greedy deck, that's not a bad start at all. I think we gotta be pretty happy with that. Oh, I just got probably the worst marketing email I've ever seen. Cool. At least that happened between games. Really? Really?
Come on,
I got DC'd too? Wonder if it's a BattleNet thing. Why am I so hot? Because it's 100 degrees outside. And I'm sitting under 2 giant lights and 3 hot computers. And I'm just incredibly good looking, finally. But that's the final, you know, most important metric, but you know.
Elise versus Rattlegore.
Rattlegore!
The League of Explorers cannot fail.
One second, guys. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I think we need more ramp. Life gain is definitely going to be important against bomb warriors. So we could keep the Zyrella and try to greed like armor gain off this. Might be better off trying to win the board, but I do like having that Zyrella in the pocket. So let's do that. But I want armor gain death rattles and earlier death rattles first and foremost. So like light shower, I don't think is the right shape. Ramp is good. Greybow is certainly fine. We'll make Greybow work. Greybow does give us the ability to maybe just swarm them out as well. Do I have legs? Yes. And they're strong. Man, they are meaty and strong. They actually are. I do have strong legs. I'm holding up this giant torso. Eye for an eye? Okay, sure, that's free. I like it. I've always had a really weak upper body and a really strong lower body, like lifting weights and stuff in school. Same story. Like, always had a really weak, tiny baby. Oh, this is gross. Well, Wild Growth now puts me at 4 next turn. It doesn't really do a lot. I think I'm gonna just hit a Book of Wonders here. Hit a scroll and try to kill that #1, but also just draw a card. Does this draw a card? How does this work? No, it doesn't draw a card, does it? No, that's bad. I don't want that. It's a copy. It doesn't draw the card. Now we'll take Moonlit then. So Iron Word's good later, but Moonlit's probably our jam. Does not draw like copies. 3 Pyroblast face? Yeah, that would be awesome. Go ahead, game. Do that for me. It would be the greatest highlight in the history of Hearthstone, so I would certainly welcome it. I don't know about you guys. Save me. Save me! It's gonna buff their stuff. Well, is this our down game? We talked about scrolls screwing me. I think this might be the one. Greybow? Do I have to go Greybow instead of Guff? I think so. I'm kind of getting desperate here. Oh yeah, I'm getting desperate, dude. This is a gross board. I mean, Guff heals 5. I'm looking at 14 though. Like, that's too much. Dude, this rolled stats instead of taunt, or I guess it got rush. No, it didn't get rush even. Oh my god, it rolled just stats. That's the worst possible roll for me. How does this work? Does it give itself the death rattle? Reborn goes off after death rattle, right? So I kind of need to actually play that with another minion, correct? I need to play it with a second unit. I guess I still Guff. 5 has to be enough for now. Oh, save me, please, dude. Save me! Only 2? I don't draw here, do I? To get another scroll? Nah, it's too unlikely. Oh, only 2, dude. My deck is full of giant stuff, dude. And I rolled the 2-drop Zap. You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
Jade Serpent guide you.
Show, huh? Okay. All right. The problem here is after they kill the Greybow, I don't have another taunt. I need a taunt to go with it, right? Full-blown evil? Seven, 11, and 5? I can get... What did I say? 7, 6, 13, 16. I can get 10 and 2 is 12. It's really not enough. The problem with the Greybow is I don't have the taunt to go with it. Like, they can just push through the Greybows, and then the next minion is just alive. Moonlit Guidance. Kind of need, like, a thick-hide Kodo for a brief moment, you know? I need... Cenarian Ward's not it, dude. It's too expensive. I guess I put my faith in this scroll that I have to spend 5 mana on, dude. Because Grey Bow's just not enough, right? It's just lethal, isn't it? They just hit 6. No, actually, Grey Bow's kind of enough. Honestly, I probably should have just went Grey Bow. I don't know, man. Should have probably... Oh, I just gave them 3 damage, though. This doesn't do anything. This just negates the buff. Would have been better off using a Jasper Spellstone. Well, that's the same difference, too, though. That also negates the same amount of stats. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can play this in Zyrella, but I don't have anything that gives me a body on board for the... Again, it's the same problem, right? It's that the bodies behind the Grey Bow don't matter. Oh, Whirlwind is lethal. Wow, good hit. Not bad. Yeah, I was actually technically alive, right? Minus the Whirlwind. They were only going to be able to attack with one of these normally. I probably should have just went Grey Bow Zephrys at the start of the turn. It didn't feel like a winning line, and it wouldn't have been, as we found out. The Whirlwind still would have ended the game, but it was a little safer than the bailout. But oh my god, it's not even a question. It's always reflections. Although this is a Death Rattle package, I don't think it's good enough. Let's go here. The Kodo would have been a home run, right? Because it would have been 2 bodies to attack through, but also 10 life, right? So that would have also given me like Zyrella plays to restore some life. Like it would have given me a lot more time. Darth Bob, thanks for the 7 months, man. Thanks for the 7 months. If you play Scroll of Trolls another, I was almost out. I think we only had 2 left according to the deck trackers. So the odds of hitting a second scroll were pretty minimal at that stage. We had played a ton already. There were quite a few there that whiffed or pseudo whiffed and buffed my opponent's stuff, and you know, we rolled through a lot early. Scrolls giveth and scrolls taketh away.
The League of Explorers cannot fail.
All right, let's dig for ramp here. These all are way not good enough. Death might be handy to have, but probably not good enough. This is the hand. this is what we're looking for. Perfect. Playing scroll off guidance was too well. They cost too much mana because you have to spend the mana, right? Unless we hit one naturally. We only had 7 mana or 8 mana to start the turn. They don't auto cast off of because you're getting a copy of it. You're not drawing. Oh, well, you're drawing the original. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Actually, you are with Moonlight Guidance. Yeah, it would have been 2 actually. Yeah. The second one does get drawn. So yeah, maybe. I don't know. Interesting to think about. Would 2 scrolls have had a better chance than the Grey Bow Zeph line or Grey Bow Greedy Sprite line, whatever, which one you want? Sprite probably better. Again, we would have died on the Grey Bow line to Whirlwind, but we didn't know that. I think we just hero power on 2 here, right? We don't know what Moonlit Guidance is going to give us. Ooh. Ooh. Fancy.
Job's done.
Growth Guff Moarg looks great. This is not a bomb warrior, by the way, so should have a lot more time, hopefully, than some. Although smorking minions is pretty crazy. Special delivery is pretty. Please save me. I don't have a way to kill this. That's not bad. We'll take it. That's a good start. I think I just have to ignore this for now.
Job's done.
Just play our game plan. We'll catch up on these later, hopefully. I don't have a lot of AoE in this deck, though, man. We're going to be in a bit of a pickle. I could Ancient Reflections this Rokara. That would be fun if I get one. Jeez, that would be a fun turn. I don't have a lot of resets in this deck, I'm realizing. We kind of have to force people through taunts if we want to succeed, which I don't think is the easiest. This is getting pretty gross already. Ooh, that Spellstone is so freaking perfect. I could not have picked a better card in my deck, I don't think, man. Oh my god. Oh, Reflections will save it. It's better on like Grey Bowls and stuff. As exciting as it is on Rokara, there's not a lot of value chains for the Rokaras anyway. They would need to value chains to really reap the benefits there. Okay, Scroll was a game, or Spell Shaman was a game-saving draw, dude. That was gross. Had the armor gain, had the perfect mana for it, just absolutely perfect. Let's see what this gets us. Mothership again. This has been such an insane 6 mana play every time. Do I give up the ramp on this back half just to catch up a little here? I don't know. I think ramp's too good. The problem is I'm not really doing a lot with my remaining mana.
Think of think.
Could do like a Shadow Word Pain or something, but that's not very exciting either. Let's trade first, see what we find. Oh, okay. Well, that actually gives me stuff to do, kind of. I'm actually pretty chill with that. Lets me commit to the board while filling my ramp mana still. That's not bad. Okay. I'd love to get to a Moarg Reflections turn at some point to really make sure we have plenty of time this game. It's currently looking like my favorite target anyway. Scrapyard could be better, but honestly, I don't know. I value that life so much when we know we can stretch this game long, right? Particularly with the Zyrella, it's just an outrageous, ungodly amount of life, right? It's just crazy. It's like an AoE setup. What is this? Like a ranker or something?
No tomb can hold me.
Oh,
No
no.
tomb can hold
These are good. Excellent clearing. Units here.
No tomb can hold me.
I don't really mind this though. Like we're kind of at parity here almost. Like that's sort of fine. I'll have time to catch up as long as these are the scariest things that are happening, right? Shadow or Death on the Zap. Are you kidding me? I think I take it, right? I think it's pretty good. I think I just need to stabilize now. We'll... Yes, of course, there might be better targets later, but this is just so much current threat. I mean, Reflections on this 5-2 is just not worth it, right? There's just no way. I want to get to 12 here. This is so insane. Because these all have Reborn as well, remember. The copies are going to have Reborn. So each one is 16 life. And then I have 7 of them. Dude, that is great. That's 112 life. And then Zyrella gives me another 112 life. That's 224 life, dude. Like, yeah, Wand would suck. Yeah, Wand would suck. Maybe we could bait a Wand if they have one, but I mean, you still take it, right? You still try. You still try, I think. Okay. Like I never see this summoned off the mothership. I don't know. Book of the Dead. Okay.
For me.
Just kill that. That's fine. I'm just playing a Ysera? Maybe? How many death rattles have I had die? Can I guarantee a death rattle more off of Amulet at this stage? Is it? Oh, well, no. Motherships times 2. No, no. Definitely not already. That's too far gone already. Okay, 1 mana off here, also just some board space off. I think I like Mida a little better. Let's see what we get here though first. We might like something even more.
This must be the way.
I mean, it's probably Staff, right? It's a little greedy. Like, in some ways, just like Kodo Mida right now is probably better. I don't really need Staff if I have Reflections. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna take the Kodo now. This is a little weird, I know, but... Or, I mean, I guess double Kodo here. We're gonna have 8 mana. So that's fine. Just make sure we're kind of chilling. Make sure we're safe. No crazy burst damage outs like a Grom face later or something, you know? Just some life. We have so many good big plays. I sort of just need good middle plays, good filler plays more so. And these are definitely that. I mean, these are each 10 armor. Again, this Cyrella is going to give me like 150 armor, dude. if this all goes to plan anyway. Which clearly is pretty nuts. Can do it next turn. This didn't elicit a wand. I mean, surely this would have been a wandable board. They've got book. Can they even have wand? I don't know the breakpoints of this. We're really early in the run. I think if they have book, they can't have wand, maybe? Is that true? Because you only get so many of the like tier 2 treasures. I don't recall exactly how that works, but it feels somewhat accurate to me. So weirdly, I don't really have good board space here for the Moarg play. Am I just doing other stuff in the meantime? Kind of let them sort this out. I mean, maybe 6 of these is enough. I mean, it's not max greed, but maybe 6 of these is enough. He has Zeph? Did he get another Zeph? Wait, he used the Zeph. You guys are saying that like... Why do we... Oh, he got mine off the South Sea. Oh yeah, good call, good call. Yeah, that may be active actually. Yeah, we may want to wait. Yeah, we may want to wait. Good call, good call. Good call. I like that call. Well, now we can take staff. That's fine. Let's wait. Good call, I think. Good call. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fine. Yay. Alrighty. So like Zeph Mass Dispel is definitely a possibility. I don't know that his Zeph will be active. I mean, he's not like planning for it to be. In fact, do we have any way to know that it's not? Because he has double Kargath, guys. It's not active. Why am I playing around Zeph? We know it's not active. He has 2 Kargaths. Unless he drew one just now? No, he doesn't. Okay. I guess there's a possibility he drew one immediately, to be fair. But no, he doesn't have it. Okay, that's good news. So now that the Zeph is gone, I feel safer to commit to the Moarg play. Again, I think we'll be fine with 6 Moargs. I think we'll be okay. Let's just do that. Remember, even if these die, they still work for Xyrella, frankly, so... Oh, that is delightful. That's got to be the best Hearthstone board I've ever generated. Oh my god, that's good. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. We're at 43 life right now. That's a lot more, to say the least. Okay. Turn 9. Yeah, it is turn 9. Yeah, you're right, man. Kind of forgot. Also, staff is going to bring back, I guess, 5 of these at this stage. Have we played anything more expensive yet? No. No, I don't think so. This is based on things that have died, right? Yeah. So we'll get 5 more of these. They won't have Reborn, of course, but still pretty gross. What will we have? Just 5 Moargs. Yeah, no Greybows in the staff. I think there is an argument Greybow's a better play in some ways than the Moargs here, but we can still get to a point where we're making multiple Greybows and doing Greybow things because of Xyrella plays and such, so I'm not really worried about that. I just know that if I have enough life, it's going to be really hard for me to lose this game long because we have so much insane value in this deck, right? Okay. This is actually a little awkward to kill right now. Nothing good for Shadow Word Pain. Probably, honestly, a good Greybow turn. Yeah, let's just get a Greybow going. I just realized how insane this is. That's really good. This is fine. No need to extend any resources here unnecessarily. Okay. So the Meta is really well protected behind the Greybough currently, which is nice. That gives us a good chance for the Greybough procs to go off. We want to make sure one minion is safely tucked away. Pretty crazy Kargaths here, man. They're gonna have some armor too. Gross. They are big enough now though that the Meta will die to any trades, which is good, so that I can get more Greybough cycles. Okay. Probably just hit here. Don't have a good way to get to the 10 mark there though. Wish I had a better way to get to 10. Yeah, I mean, staff again is totally fine. I do kind of want to get the Greybough. Well, I don't really need to get the Greybough. Meta is still tucked away back there. Meta has Reborn, so I don't really risk losing much in the way of the Greybough, do I? Yeah, we can just Shadow Word Pain this. So that doesn't create any more pickles. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'm just gonna hit the 5/6, honestly. Maybe we still hit one, hit this dude. I don't know, I think Meta's tucked away, so it's fine. Could buff and kill this guy, maybe I should have. I don't know, I don't think it matters at all. I actually don't want to draw, because fatigue could be relevant this game. I don't know, we should probably just kill the 5/6. I'm goofing off too much. He's kind of annoying. Not like super annoying though. +2 attacks, usually not super meaningful. Who got the Greybough? This got the Greybough, okay. All right, board's a little full for that, but. Through the front, fun. Fatigue could be relevant while sitting on 116 armor. Oh, and I have so much more than 116 really, because I still have Cyrella to double all of this for the record. Yeah, I mean, 116 is not exactly a relevant total. I really respect the opponent for playing this out, dude. I would have quit in frustration 100 years ago. Mad respect. I mean, where do you even start here? I don't know. Yeah, I hope we get to play Xyrella. I'll probably play it next turn just for fun, because. Oh, that 2 damage is gonna add up real fast, I bet. Just the Greybough one? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's like a double Greybough one now. Wow. I kind of want them to like kill this wave before I go for the Xyrella, you know? Like, it's gonna be way more fun if they kill these off. I mean, I guess I just do it though, right? I want to get that ping soon. Let's just go, it's fine. There is no reason to hold this. It's silly to hold it.
Those we love are never truly lost.
Oh, let's sit back, everybody. It's gonna take 10 years to animate this. It's like an intern, I don't know. Oh my god, it just keeps going and going. Oh my god. Oh, just a typical Duels game, no big deal. No big deal. So stupid. I don't even have board space for any of this stuff. Plate breaker coming, yeah, that would be honestly awesome. I would be so pumped if you ripped the plate. Oh, I should have healed the minion, I guess, but nah, okay. I get it. Don't Don't feel bad. I love that the 116 seemed surmountable to them. The full, the full board of Grave House and 116 life. They were like, yeah, we can do it. I can get there. But the 250 or whatever, they were like, nah, I'm out, man. No thanks. Peace. All right. Probably Krusty, honestly. I feel like I'm still a little light on removal. This is a little too greedy, I think. Krusty's good removal, so that should be nice. Pretty good, actually, yeah. A little too sneaky. I don't hate the removal here, but this is just too on brand. Too on brand. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi with the 4 minutes ago sub for 15 months. Thank you. Darth Bob with 7 months. Funkless Man had 100 bits earlier. I really don't remember that Funkless Man, but thank you if I missed that. Marissa Does Stuff with 33 months. Awesome, dude. I think that's everybody. Dwalmar says missed my sub, but I don't... Wait, was it Dwalmar who said that? I don't see it, Dwalmar. You might need to refresh. I don't think your sub came through. It is missing. Okay. That was a crazy game. Dying of a heat stroke, but at least we got a good Hearthstone game out of it. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Well, 4-1's not bad, man. The game we lost, I don't think we really had much chance. I mean, maybe a couple crazy outs, but felt pretty tough.
Oh, hey, are you a new professor?
Guff early's nice, yeah. Oh my goodness, that's really good against Hunter sometimes. We'll keep that. Krusty too, I think I'll keep. Well, maybe I need more ramp than that. Now let's look for ramp. Reflections is kind of the greedy keep versus Krusty, to be honest, but oh, that's ramp. Okay, good stuff. Okay, Book of Wonders, save me, don't ruin me, please. Actually, Greedy Sprite's really good on coin, probably because of the Death Rattle, right? Like, they're Reborn, I mean, we can maybe ramp twice. It's a lot of potential damage outs. I gotta be careful with that. Scrying Orb, too, is kind of nuts. Oh my god, and Robes. Dude, all their spells cost 0, basically always. Good god. Look at that. That's a spooky combo, man. I don't know. I have a lot of life gain, but will we get it fast enough, you know? Stop! You're playing all the cards! That's actually good for me. Yeah, please. Yeah, showing that for me helps my ramp notably. Is there ever a world where I play Guff and then I Ancient Reflections this to get to 20 mana right away? I don't think so, but it's a cool thought. Like, you could get to 20 immediately if they all died. Like, one explosive trap, right? You're just at 20 already. But you'd have to play Guff first, so it's pretty risky to pull that off. I doubt Oasis Ally really goes off, but it's okay. Let's see what happens here. It's expected. Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't draw now. Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't draw now. It was intentional. I didn't want to draw cards because of fatigue. You fools. Don't you know? Obviously. Heal him. No, I need the healing too. I like I said, healing is actually our main check this game. The draw is honestly not that important, but clearly I could have drawn first and then done both. But I'm gonna choose healing over draw. Okay. On that note, actually. Nah. How I could greed the Guff a little and squeeze in some extra heals, but Nah, Guff's too powerful, right? Mana is too powerful.
Life and happiness and friends.
Mana's too powerful. Light Shower's already decent, I'd say, but kind of unnecessary at the moment because we really only heal 4, right? That heals up to 16 right now, so a little bit greedy. We'd probably just go play Proto Jake next turn and try to create some threats and stuff. We have to assume for now 39 is a safe threshold. Kodo, that's gonna be awesome, but again, let's just get this down first. I'm not even sure how much they're going to want to kill things like the Kodo. I can kill it myself with Shadow Word Pain, but that's only one, right? It's not exactly a home run heal. We have to assume some of their cards are going to interact through my minions, though.
Magic is not a toy.
Often can be hard to do enough otherwise.
Do not lose these.
All right. Cheap spells everywhere. I hit a minion, sure. I mean, I don't think this is a Ancient Reflections, right? That's a little... Like, the 1/1s aren't really very good, unless they're doing something like healing me, for instance. We tested Freezing Trap yet? No. So, do we want to on this unit, I guess, is the question. Would be cool if I could get to 10 cards first and then Freezing Trap so that it has no space in hand and then it dies on board. That would be a really sick play if I wanted to do it. It's, I think, not an easy play to make though. Yeah, these aren't very good, huh? Scroll? Scroll?
That rope's
Oh my. Now I'm at 10 cards. Freezing Trap, maybe? No? Is it freezing? It is. Okay, nice. Cool. Cool play. Oh god, please. Oh shoot, I don't have time to heal more. Really cool play. Oh, nice. Okay. Using the freezing, I had to wait till the end there to use the Maki roll, but I could have got 2 more. Using the freezing with a full hand to get a threatening board remaining, so kind of negating the value of the freezing trap, right? That was a cool play. I'm really proud of that. I didn't finish it perfectly, but cool in theory, and the scroll draws really helped a lot there. That's fun. Misdirect timing was crazy. Okay. Hitting for 5, that makes sense. They like going face. Resident Hero Power first, though. They could have buffed this guy for a lot, right? Well, not a lot, I guess, yet, but post-Tavish a lot, I guess. Okay, so I have 16 plus 5 showing currently. 21. We don't have a lot of... Oh, spicy wand. Okay. Now that they have minions out, stuff like Thick-Eyed Kodo and Light Shower are going to be much better, I think. Let's just get these down.
The path is clear.
Job's
Oh
done.
god, I should have scrolled first, maybe. No, didn't matter. Okay. All right, so I mean, this is theoretically now a pretty good heal. The Light Shower is still a little overkill, honestly, but 30's not spooky yet because their hand is small, but in that like spooky range, I think. And I want to play these while they have minions out, so they're likely to actually interact, you know, do something positive for us.
The path is clear for the worthy.
Yeah, Tonk and Zyrella, that's a good point. Yeah, Tonk does some nice damage in Zyrella. We got played Protojakes in there as well, ×2. That's cool. Do I have a Reflections this 3/5 if it lives here? Looks like it's not gonna live. I would only Reflections it for the Reborn side, I think, but cool in theory, maybe. Looks like they're gonna do something to that owl. Activate it somehow, maybe. Okay. Sure. We probably just go staff. What do I have? Like tonks and like proto drakes. I'm really just using it to hedge against this owl because I'll have bodies on board, right? I can spellstone that. Reflect the owl, you think? Well, I mean, it's not crazy, I guess. It definitely creates some problems. That is sort of a Chad play, yeah. Okay, I buy it. Yeah, let's reflect the... I should have traded in the water alley, maybe. Okay, you guys have convinced me, man. Let's reflect the freaking owl. It's a Chad play, indeed. It's a Chad play. Maybe hits this, it does not. Whatever. Let me attack, please. Ah! Okay, it showed a skull. Did it register? It did. I'm a god. I'm a god. Actual Hearthstone god. Okay, this is a Chad play because Zyrella is now insane. I like this, guys, because we're at 45, right? If we were like 15, I would never make this play. But 45, yeah, sure. I like this a lot. This is a really good play. This is very fun. This is absolute. I wish I had a better way to kill them off, though, because... Like, yeah, I can start trading, but obviously they're going to hit minions and clear the things that I can trade into. So not a great way to activate them all yet. I guess I could try to buff. Nah, not enough to survive an owl hit, really, though. Guess I can Shadow Word Pain one of them. Do I have lethal here, maybe? Speaking of how these hits go, I probably just have lethal, right? Nice. Nice! Okay, this is actually crazy, dude. I have a Giga lethal here.
Those we love are never truly lost.
Okay, this was a fun play. You guys found the line for sure. Pretty sure we were gonna win the game with my slow, greedy armor line as well, but this is a bit BM, I guess, but they don't know I had the Shadow Word Pain, right? So maybe this is the only way we had it. I don't know.
Caffeine shelters us.
Caffeine! Dude, talks too. Yeah, it's so much damage. Oh my god. I didn't know this was gonna animate for 30 years. I thought once it was lethal, it was just lethal. Man, finishes the animation of everything. Okay. Fun game, I guess. Yeah. No, no good. No good. Yeah, Zyrella is, yeah, we just, yeah, Zyrella is pivoting between like 200 armor and 200 damage every game. Yeah, she's pretty crazy. Okay, Greybow we like a lot. Greybow with Twilight's Call is actually pretty insane. Especially if he's the only death rattle. We might actually try to make that happen early. We have coin Greybow, so we can play him on 4. There'll be 2 Greybows. That doesn't always stick, but it can be pretty silly when it does. Okay. Could go Koto instead, but Greybow's... This is a deck that's generally going to operate through minions, right? And trying to hit me in the face with minions. So Greybow's become very frustrating for them in those worlds, I think, usually. We'll try it. We'll try it. Worth a shot.
Oh, I say. Good day.
I am Elise Starseeker, and you will not
Elise!
get away with
He was so polite! And you gave him some crap. That was a rude attitude, Elise. He was being very sweet to us. He said good day, and you just got like a real tude. How dare you, Elise? It's rude. So rude. Okie dokie. It is kind of nice if I summon those 2 Greybows, like, you know, if they can kill both at once, they're good to go. But it'd be nice to have a third minion behind them, you know? Like if I can get a cheap card to go with that play, that would be pretty swell. Oh, it's really good. Okay, sure. I love it. Oh? Hey! That's a cheap card. Nice. Actually perfect on turn. It's actually gonna be turn 4 that I want to play this though, isn't it? Yeah, shoot. Oh no, it's not. It's turn 5. I'm pointing this on 4. This is on 5. Yeah, okay. Ooh, does that require a response more immediately? It's a lot of damage. Oh, scroll, save me, dude. Please, I don't have to deal with that. Please. Maybe?
I cannot hold
Oh,
any more
Holy
cards.
Nova's pretty good. This throws off my line a little, but I think I gotta respond to this. I think I just have to stick with the Kodos and be happy, honestly. Let's not get too greedy here. The Grey Bell line's pretty dang greedy. We're gonna be fine if we just go for Kodos too. Not a big deal. Let's be safe, let's be safe. What did I burn? Oh, they burned a bluegill. What did I do? I thought I burned something too, maybe. Guess not. They have so many freaking Murlocs, man. Good God, dude. Stop it. Stop with all the Murlocs. I don't think I can win. I got a variant. Oh, I did burn a variant? Okay. That's fine. I see. Okay. Yep. This is gonna keep us alive for a little bit. Might want to wait to play this with something else, like I said before. Oh my God, dude. This is gross. I'm in trouble, honestly. This is too much pressure. My like 1 or 2 minions at a turn is really not going to keep up well with this. That thing is hitting me for 8 over there. Can crusty that, but probably have to crusty it, honestly, for now. It's the large part of the damage right now, right? So I need to play Grave Out with another unit, so I think I have to wait for the Brightwing, maybe. Oh, Righteous Defense just chilling there? Why? Why? Why do you have Righteous Defense? We'll probably go here this turn, but with what? Could do this for the more of the dudes. Start out here. Anything good at 5? Not really. Any AoEs at 5?
I must not fail.
I don't think any good AoEs at 5. Showstopper, Explosive Sweep, yeah. There's a few small ones, I guess. Don't really have anything else to do, so it's kind of all I'm thinking about anyway. Okay, an egg is a body at least, yeah. Can live with that. Need tradable stuff here that can trade in a little. So we can go Grave Out next turn. I don't even really need the Brightwing anymore, honestly, because now we have bodies that are pretty likely to stick around on board for multiple Grave Out activations. Just need to make sure I'm not dead if I play Grave Outs. I think that's the big challenge. The Twilight Skull is going to be pretty unreliable now with the egg in here. Can't get reliably like Grave Outs or Kodos, but that's okay. Trying to win this straight up right now. 25. So Moarg would be good later. I could really use a Guff to get some mana, Reflections to create some kind of crazy Greybow wall. Quite a few plays, obviously, that would benefit us here. Seer, that's fine. I mean, these aren't the most threatening units right now, so if these are sticking around and not getting like bigger and grosser, we're sort of happy. Obviously, each of them getting Divine Shield, I guess, is and Wind Fury is pretty threatening. Is Grave Out even enough here, honestly? It's not really. Because I gotta trade in the other halves. It's just gonna be so hard.
You're barking on the wrong tree.
Better off hitting this here. Doesn't really remove much damage because this can be the thing that doesn't go through the Greybow, right? Yeah. I think I gotta heal my face, but I don't even know if it's enough. We're really on the edge here, razor's edge. And like, what do I do next turn? I gotta get a chain of Grey Boughs going, but how? I can maybe try to find the ancient reflections here. Oh, we're just at a wand. Okay, cool. Dude, that's 2 wands we've seen so far. Definitely our hard counter, no question. They had a monster counter to us, honestly. Hyper aggro, wand. Not much I can do there. Frankly, I'm glad there is a counter to this. Otherwise, this would be just oppressively gross. It'd just be too much. That righteous defense is pretty good too for them because it denied our ability to trade into their board with that that crusty. Fangs is good. I mean, greedy is nice ramp, but I think I need recovery, removal, that sort of stuff. No, not good enough. Not good enough. Wand is an important equalizer against this sort of deck, right? Otherwise, this deck would just be impossible for any sort of minion-based deck to exist. Very important. Okay, this is not the hand. Shadow Visions is kind of okay. You can find me Wild Growth, the Reflections, a scroll in a pinch. I think we can keep a Shadow Visions. That's fine. Might want to heal on 2 instead, but there's even like turn 4 and stuff as well where we don't have a lot to do. Oh, those are both spells that are not ones I want off Shadow Vision, so that's kind of good, I guess. In a weird way, it might help me find the stuff I do want off Shadow Visions. Beckoning Bicorn and Battle Stance. Okay. Would love a good early scroll, always. That's a nice bonus sometimes. Yeah, hyper aggro again. Yeah, we'll see if it can stabilize again. It's just going to be a question about whether or not we get our stuff down in time and whether they have wands. You know, like we can get our stuff down and usually be fine, but if they have wands, that's where it becomes a pickle. Bit of a pickle. I think I'll just heal probably this turn. Seems like it'll be good. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we will not be able to heal and gain life. In that case, I'll probably Shadow Visions. Be efficient with my mana. Oh, they choose not to weapon, so heal will be good. Okay, cool. Yes, I know I can heal the opponent, but I want to get both, right? I want to get both healing and card draw if I do that. Want to net that value. So Shiny Finder's interesting.
Victory.
Probably points towards either a treasure weapon or maybe a Kingsbane? I don't know. Is Kingsbane available? I think it is, right? Holy Nova. Oh, God. Oh, interesting. Okay. Holy Nova. Oh, okay. Raybow's gonna be awesome. Let's go play this one so we don't burn cards. This is still a pretty monster minion right now. This would give me a card in hand. I'd run out of space, so. This has Reborn. I don't know how exactly that works with the effect. I don't think it, yeah, I would never spit them out twice now. It works like basically the same. Just get a free 7/4, which seems good. Free 7/4 and 4, well, the 4/7 won't have Reborn, so yeah, it would just be a free 7. Which again, hey, that seems good. I dig it. Kind of dying here already, man. It's taking 6. I have to ask, do I need to Vampiric Fangs? It heals 5. Removes a minion. I kind of think I do. Obviously, there can be bigger threats later, but I'm hoping that the taunts and stuff will handle those, just kind of stall them out for a while, you know. Greybow's really not it on 5 himself, but I'm sort of hoping, you know, Spellstones and Xyrellas and stuff will make the Greybow worth it later. I mean, he's just two taunt bodies in the meantime. So we have a good 6. I don't think this is going to be a great 7, to be honest, but maybe we do it anyway. And then probably not even a great 8 either, frankly, but we may have to anyway. I don't know. It depends on how many minions we have on board. Okay, staff is interesting as well. Looking at the fattest hands. Our deck has so many low-cost cards. We just aren't seeing them, you know? Spellstones and Feral Rage would be really nice right now. Greedy Sprites to ramp me out. A lot of interesting lines are possible here. So this is pretty easy to hit for 6 again. Weapons doing real work for them. We'll go for the Gigafin here because they're obviously going to have some minions out. Might be awkward for them to kill the Gigafin. We don't know. Doesn't seem like it's a given anyway. The taunt interrupts the Hyper Blaster and stuff, so this might be clutch. Now they also have a cheap Colossal though. Now or a normal cost Colossal. We just don't know what that is yet. So that could change a lot, I guess. Ooh, this isn't bad either, man. This is a little bit more passive. Maybe we'll try that next turn if this whiffs, right? This is a bit more passive, so they have any kind of like silence or buff or who knows what, right? It could be a bit more of an issue. Okay. Do they get Krakatoa? That would be a 6-cost Colossal. What am I doing here if they either answer or don't answer this? If they don't answer this or don't like kill any of it, Spellstone's still pretty good, right? It's Grey Bows. Is it only Grey Bows? Did I play another minion? I did. I played that idiot 2/4 guy or 1/4 guy, so it could be a Grey Bow, one of those. But even one Grey Bow with other minions on board goes pretty far, right? Huh? Just looking for a dredge here. Okay. Interesting. Giving up the poison just for the dredge. Wow. It's kind of cool. So am I guaranteed 1 Grey Bow?
I'm almost out of time.
If these both live, of course, but I think I'm guaranteed 1 Grey Bow, right? Are you guaranteed a Grey Bow? Anyway, these are different minions. Does that mean different names or just differently summoned minions? I can't remember. No. Okay, that's also terrible. I think I'm guaranteed a Grey Bow, which probably makes this worth it. Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't attack first. Yeah, I don't know. Could've. Well, you didn't want to kill this, I guess. He's trying not to kill this. He's trying to get his board back, so that's why. I guess that's why. Didn't hit a pirate, so might have hit something important or relevant. Oh, Puffer Fist is cool. That's fun. So they're gonna get the dudes back. But now I have a Grey Bow train, hopefully going off, and I can even Zyrella perhaps into more Grey Bows if needed. And then it's just about over the top damage. But Zyrella's really good at healing. Guff can heal me later as well. Can also just maybe play a Disciple and feel pretty good about it. Wait, did this have Reborn? What? Oh, well, of course it comes back because of the Gigafin getting resummoned. It's Colossal. Oh, that's insane, of course. That's really good. Obviously, yeah, this gets resummoned, so this gets resummoned. That's sick. That is a problem. Oh my god. Is this lethal? 12, 18, and 9? 27? Does this ever give me lethal with a weapon? I don't know. That's not always the right play. Let's think about this for a second. What did I say? 12, 18, and 9. I need a 5 damage weapon? Zephyrus is not active. He's not it. Let's see. I think I'll be fine. I can still just kill the 17/17.
I must not.
It's not enough. Bananas aren't enough. Yeah, this wasn't the play, I don't think, actually, in hindsight. I think we just gotta kill this then. which that's fine.
Time grows short.
I have good math here, though, unfortunately. Kind of garbage math. Get another Grave back, call today, I guess. Okay. Hopefully the Greybows here are sufficient, right? I don't think this was the line. I think it was better off just playing a good card, honestly. I don't think there were that many lethal outs because we're, oh my god. Okay. That is a big problem. Shoot. Really? I need a Crusty or a Shadow Word Death. I can get one, right? Does Zyrella keep me alive here? I don't have any minions for Greybows. Zyrella will trigger Gigglefin, but there's nothing to spit. It doesn't know that. It looks at the base version of the minion. I need Shadow Word Death here. Wow. Feral Rage does not keep me alive, right? Does Zyrella keep me alive? Or Undying Disciple keep me alive? Disciple they hit for 11 still. Disciple doesn't keep me alive. Oh my god, dude. Feral Rage is a lot of life, but I don't play anything with it, right? I don't really play anything with it. I guess Scroll is too risky, right? How much is this? 11, 14, 16, 18, 22. This doesn't keep me alive. Oh my god, dude. This is garbage. I'm dead. Dead. A single Greybow, dude. I really just needed a death, man. I just needed a death, dude. That is the saddest way to end, man. Ugh! Could have gone here, too. Why did I get greedy? I should have just went here. I got too greedy. Why didn't I just play this? This was like Greybows and I should have just gone for here, dude. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I threw that. I mean, it wasn't always enough, right? I got too hyper focused on the death. Like, the death wasn't even that good. I don't even think Moarg was safer because all the taunts are so insane, right? It's always highest cost and they all have taunts. So any minion gets taunt. There's just no way. Needle into Visions could have slept a small part of the board. Yeah, but maneuvers just seemed like such a good fit for me. Yeah, they would have stolen the Moarg. Scroll is always the right choice. Yeah, Moarg wouldn't have worked. It would have got mind controlled, as we saw. Although it would have died, I think, because their board was full. So I would have gained 8 armor still, but I think that was lethal regardless. We said we had 22, but there would have been a second one on board that would have, I think, stayed on my side of the board. I guess they could have traded a unit, though, and then stolen it, so that would have been fine for them. Yeah, I think the play was just the 10 mana play. I went too quick for the death. I was so hyper focused on it. There was no reason for that. I think we're alive most times with the 10 mana play because we get 5 taunts and a couple of them are Greybows, I think. Which I think would have locked out the game. I think I got just too hyper focused. I should have checked the math on the death. Yeah, I'm a little sad. That run ended kind of sad. I think we could have done better. The previous game didn't feel really all that winnable. The Murloc game, they just kind of had wand and owned us. But that game definitely felt winnable. If he steals a Greybow death rattle, you're facing yourself. I think if we get into a Greybow lockout, though, we always win because we just have like inevitability off armor gain and stuff. Like, we would be fine. Yeah, I should have just played Staff. I don't know what the Staff had, but it had like at least a Greybow. Well, it had actually, I don't know, would have had a lot of Gigafins though, actually. Hold up. But they would have had taunts, so that wouldn't have been bad. Yeah, it would have mostly had Gigafins and Maws, actually. I don't know that it would have had any Greybows. I had 2 Gigafins and 2 Maws, so that's 4 units. I might have had 1 Greybow. Yeah, I think it would have been 1 Greybow and a bunch of Gigafins and Maws. And the Gigafins would have summoned more Maws. So I actually would have had a full board. And all of them would have had taunt. I would have had 7 taunts on board. That would have been more than enough. Yeah, I don't know why I got so hyper-focused on the death. That was dumb. I just wanted to make the big play, you know, and like get our board back. But I had a really good board anyway. And their board would have been much smaller. And like, yeah, Hooktusk could have stolen 1 thing or whatever, but that wouldn't have ended the game. We would have been fine. They would have had to just start chipping through trades and stuff. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they could have had Wand, of course, obviously. Yeah, I mean, we can't play around that though. That's fine. Okay. That's still a really good run. I think we're gonna make that one game a highlight on YouTube for sure. The like 200 plus armor game or whatever. That will be an awesome YouTube highlight game. Okay, so let's see. It's 4 o'clock. I wanted to go for like another 30, 40 minutes probably. I did want to talk to you guys about the nerfs. There's potential nerfs. Well, not potential, they're coming. We got balance changes teased. Well, I guess we don't know for sure that they're nerfs. Could be buffs, but I don't think that's as likely. I think there's going to be a warrior nerfs in particular. Where is that link? Hearthstone. I wanted to talk to you guys about what you think will be nerfed. Get ready for a summer classic. Here, I'm actually going to turn this into a video, I think so. Turns out... actually, I should put you guys on screen when we're doing that, right? Yeah. Oh, perfect. Wow. Cool. Yay! You guys are on screen. Congratulations, everybody. Get ready for a summer classic. The announcement of the announcement. Patch notes and a new balance patch are coming tomorrow. So we have balance changes on the way. Nerfs, presumably, perhaps even buffs. Although I think buffs are less likely. I think nerfs are what we should expect here. So I wanted to talk to you guys about what you think will be nerfed. And I thought we might run through some data real quick to see what the best decks are right now and the kinds of things that would typically be nerfed, to talk about potential nerf targets. But they're coming tomorrow, so we don't have too long to mull this over. We're just going to take a look. So I went over to HS Replay. Let's get some recent data here. The last 3 days, Diamond of Legend's a pretty good filter on average. See what's kind of working well at the top of the meta. Currently the best deck in the game, Diamond of Legend, is Fell Demon Hunter. Fell Demon Hunter has risen up from the ashes once again. Fell Demon Hunter is bad against Control Warrior, but pretty much good against a lot of the rest of the field. Bad against Holy Paladin, but very good against most other things. I would expect a card or two to get nerfed from the best deck in the game if they're going to make balance changes, and they've already kind of gone at Fell Demon Hunter a little. So if we go into the most popular Fell Demon Hunter lists, typically we look at things like mulligan win rate when we see nerfs, because that's where Blizzard tends to focus on things that are like really good outliers. If they win games really decisively really early, those are often feel bad moments and can be nerf targets. Also, just overall quality of cards via drawn win rate is often very important as well. So based on those metrics, actually, much to my surprise, Karya Felsoul is standing out in both of those cases, which for a 6-drop in particular to have this high of a mulligan win rate, that is pretty atypical. You don't normally expect high cost cards to have high mulligan win rates. It is basically almost the best card of the deck by mulligan win rate. And drawn win rate, it actually is the best card of the deck. If you don't know, Karya Felsoul is currently being utilized to cheat out Zilog of the Abyss, which since the buff, Zilog's pretty nuts now. Playing Zilog for 7 doesn't seem very good. Zilog itself actually is pretty terrible win rates. Now, there might be a little bit of conflicting data there, because if you draw Zilog, that means you're not getting a Karya Zilog. So It's both that you might be killing another card that's already in hand if you're like keeping Karya in your mulligan, and you're putting Z-Log back in the deck to try to hit the Karya spike a turn or two earlier. So there's probably a, kind of a double down on why Z-Log looks so bad there, because you'd much rather get a turn 6 Z-Log than a turn 7. Now this was also like bugged for a little while or something, right? But I don't think that's anymore and all that common. So I would say maybe Karya is actually going to be a nerf target, which is sort of insane. This card has slipped under the radar for so long, and now it's actually really, really good in the best deck of the game, which is kind of crazy. They didn't say they were necessarily standard balance changes. Yeah, you're right. Well, actually, not sure what they said, but who cares? I mean, if we don't know what they are, then we can just speculate. We can just have some fun speculating, right? It doesn't change our ability to speculate. Might be all modes, I would even guess, if I had to guess. Other than Karya, I mean, these two also look really strong. So Fossil Fanatic in particular as a new card. Oh, I guess we should say, how would you guys nerf Karya? I guess just make her a mana more. Just push up her mana cost so that she can't cheat Z-Log specifically. I mean, I feel like that's just going to kill the card, because then there's no necessarily... I mean, it's kind of a reason to run both, because you can still just get a Z-Log extra. Like, not extra, but it increases the... Well, it is extra, but also increases the likelihood of drawing a Z-Log, basically, or creates some redundancy for your Z-Log draw. So maybe just push to 7. I'm afraid that would just kill the card. I don't know. I feel like the deck might just dump both of them if that's the case. They do kind of want to bridge to Jace on 8, I guess. So having that kind of mid-game 6-7 probably makes some sense. Maybe make her stats worse so that she's easier to kill off. That makes sense, because she is currently not just an earlier Z-Log, but actually a better one, because she's a 6-6 instead of a 3-6. Maybe make her smaller, like a 4-4 or something, so that she's easier to deal with. I don't think that the killing of the Z-Log is what makes it a problem. I think it's that 8 damage immediately that's a problem, and the kind of leftover body. So I don't know that would fix the issue, but yeah. Sup, Regis? We got announcement. Yeah, we're talking about it. Hope they nerf Lightning Bloom. Dude, I've been asking for them to make Lightning Bloom a refresh instead of a mana gain forever. Like forever. Just make it refresh 2 mana so that you can't cheat cards out. It's still a nice mana bonus, but you can't cheat cards. Make it a mana biscuit without the 2 cost up front. It's a mana biscuit with a 2 cost on the back. Right? Mana biscuit, you spend 2 to get 2 mana later. Lightning Bloom, they can make it get 2 now and spend 2 mana later with the overload, right? Been asking for that forever. Yeah, so I think Battleworn Vanguard and Fossil Fanatic would be 2 other potential targets here. If I'm looking at the data, they're more early game cards, so I wouldn't be shocked if they take a look at those. I don't know which one. Fossil Fanatic's newer, so maybe make it just a little smaller stat line or something. 3 mana might be too much for it, but Slither Spear is popping up a lot of decks, so a Slither Spear nerf wouldn't shock me either. 2 health might be a little easier to deal with. Kind of that Mana Worm treatment we saw for a while where it went to 1-2. Or is it still 1-2? I don't even know where Mana Worm's at now, but for a while it was 1-2, I think. 0 attack? Kind of a neat idea, but I feel like they like cards to have some sort of base utility, which actually we're going to talk about when we look at Warrior. Because I think Control Warrior is definitely another nerf target. It's weird. Control Warrior, as we saw from this data, is actually not doing super well right now. But it has, I think, warped the meta a lot, and particularly at high ranks gets played a ton. If we actually go to top 1000 legend, we'll see Warrior topping the charts here. So depending on your chunk of the meta, Warrior is much more dominant. But for Warrior, I think the card that most people complain about in Warrior is absolutely Shield Shatter. Probably zoom in more for these, honestly, but sorry, I don't do this often. Shield Shatter, it has great mulligan win rate, great drawn win rate, right? Both of these are insane. Shield Shatter gets talked about a lot because it shuts down board-based strategies so effectively. It's just such an efficient removal card. 0 mana, often to deal 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shield Shatter gets hit. Now, that said, I don't think they would increase the cost of Shield Shatter, because I think like if you push this to 12 or something, it just feels wrong to me to have a card that costs 12 by default. And that if it's like you know, if you're at 5 life and you really desperately need a Shield Shatter, it might be impossible for you to play it just like normally, organically, right? I think having it capped at 10 is good. So I would say lower the damage instead of increase the cost, personally. So yeah, like 4 damage, 3 damage, whatever the breakpoint that feels best to you guys. I mean, 4 is really good. Are there that many boards currently that 5 is much better against than 4? Are there a lot of like 5 health breakpoints? There's some stuff like the 5 health pirate and rogue. What else is out there that's 5 right now? Mechs doesn't really matter much for paladin. They're good against this anyway. Smite, I mean, I guess, but if you're getting smited, you're usually dead already anyway. Oh, Naga Mage, that's true. Yeah, 5 health on the Spite Lash Siren. Yeah, it would be harder to kill Naga Mage. You'd still kill the school teachers at 4, but not the Spite Lashes. Okay, that might be an interesting breakpoint for 4 then. Yeah, maybe 4. Okay. I also think, of course, From the Depths is even perhaps more of a target. From the Depths is just insane mana cheat. As you can see, best mulligan win rate in the deck. Not the best drawn win rate, I guess. You don't want to get it too late. So if it's drawn late, it's contributing to this data. But Finley has a great drawn win rate because of From the Depths. Like you want to Finley into your From the Depths, right? So another good target here. I think. I don't know. Would you guys increase the cost or reduce the discount? In other words, would you make it like 4 mana, or would you make it like reduce them by 2? I almost kind of like reducing them by 2 more than I like increasing the cost. Both probably solve the same problem, right? They both delay. Well, yeah, they both delay the like swingability. Reduce by 2, discount 2, reduce by 2. Maybe 3 instead of 5 cards. Yeah, I like that. I didn't think about that change. That does actually feel a little bit more organic with the dredge system, because you're seeing 3 when you dredge. So it makes sense that you would discount the ones that are getting dredged or visible on the dredge. I kind of do like that. Shimini says 4 mana, 4 cards by 2. Yeah, they actually have a lot of levers to pull on this card. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets nerfed, which way they go. Because normally it's like, well, we're going to change the mana. That's it. Here, there's like 3 different variables you could change that I think would all have pretty notable impacts. So that's cool. You don't normally get that offer. Anything else in Warrior you guys would change? I don't think so. This is not a Tidal Revenant list. Let's look at a Tidal Revenant list real quick. Oh, no, that was a Tidal Revenant list. Where's the Tidal Revenant? Just gonna see if he had an outlier. No, his drawn win rate doesn't look particularly outlierish for me. Like, it's high for an 8-drop for sure, but not compared to Nelly or Rokara or anything. Oh, somebody mentioned Nelly. Yeah, I think a Nelly nerf is reasonable. Nelly is both really good and feels pretty bad to play against as well, I think. So maybe a Nelly nerf is reasonable. Maybe make it like 1 more mana or something. You guys have any other changes? Maybe make a lot of people say just no smite. Yeah. Remove taunt. Okay. Yeah, a few changes there that make sense. Yeah, I would say Nelly. I think the new cards look okay. They don't scream out to me. Have it show the cards again? Yeah. That did make it easier to play around. Okay. That's the warrior side of things. Any other decks you guys think are prime targets? I think... I don't know. Nothing else really jumps out at me a ton. Mech Paladin is really good at lower ranks. Sometimes... Well, not that good. Fel Demon is still really good at lower ranks as well. Mech Paladin is kind of good across a majority of the ranks, except for high legend. So maybe Mech Paladin could be a possible target. Some cards like Smite that pop up a lot in conversations. I mean, Cariel is a really good card, and I hear a lot of complaints about it on YouTube. A ton of people tell me Cariel is completely broken. Now, I love Cariel. I love the style of play. I love the effect. I love everything about it. So I would be a little sad if this got nerfed, but I do think there are large parts of the population that hate playing against Cariel. Would love to see Cariel nerfed. Yeah. A lot of people think the weapon is just gross. I wouldn't say it's crazy if the weapon used its durability when you attacked. I don't know why the weapon needs to be infinite damage, right? It already offers so much value. It's like, if you want to attack, you can. But if you want to use this durability for, you know, damage now, you can't attack, or you can attack 4 times. So basically it reduces the total damage output so that she's a little less threatening in late game scenarios. Or maybe make it like a 1/5. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. Really reduce the damage output of it. That would be a cool change for me. So it still retains that defensive nature, but doesn't become this like grindy late game threat. I'm sure though what they were thinking from a design standpoint is, if we're going to make this card that stretches games out forever, we better make sure that the Paladin can end games, and we want to give them damage to do that. Give them the hunter hero power basically turn after turn to make sure that they can whittle people down, right? Like, we don't want this weapon making games last 30 minutes with no way to end them, you know? Now, Smite has kind of solved that problem because Smite hand buffed is so good with Cariel. You usually see that combo, and then that happens anyway. So maybe you don't really need the weapon to offer that base level of damage. Perhaps you just say, no, let's not give them all this extra damage. Let's just give them other ways to end the game, maybe. So yeah, I don't think Cariel would be a crazy change. Somebody said Gnolls are too good. It is true that people hate Gnolls. Yeah, Rogue is really good at high ranks, in particular. If you look at top 1000 Legend, Rogue is one of the top 5 decks right now. Boat and Mine varieties. Gnoll, though, dude, I don't know. It's already been changed and then changed back. I don't know if they'd go back and change Gnoll again. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like they're not going to go back to this. Shard Vessel's also a really good card if we look at the data. I forgot to look at data for Paladin, I guess, but oh, Null does have insane mulligan win rates, of course, because if you get it early. Oh, Vessel's really good too for a 5-drop. Krakatoa is actually really high for a 6-drop. Man, this kind of data is not. I think Krakatoa could almost be affected if you're going to look at Rogue for a 6-drop. This is a really standout data. Second best drawn. 4th highest mulligan win rate for a 6-drop. That's really high. I'm surprised Okani does so well, by the way, at Legend here. Crab 7 mana? Man, I didn't even dream that was a possibility, but looking at the numbers, it's not insane. It almost seems like more people ought to keep Krakatoa in the mulligan, by the way. A lot of people are keeping worse cards in the mulligan. Reconnaissance, maybe not such a good mulligan keep, and being kept 40% of the time. I'm sure it's matchup dependent stuff, but you can't look at that straightforwardly all the time. There's a lot of context there that's hard to parse out, but okay, so Gnolls, Krakatoa, I mean, Cutlass is good, but you're kind of okay with 1 mana cards being good. That's fine. You need good cards. All right. Anything in Druid? I don't really know if Druid's in a terrible spot right now. Part of the problem with like balance changes is when you tweak one deck, like if you really kill a control warrior, for instance, what rises up in its place, and then you might have to almost preemptively nerf something from that deck, becomes this kind of cascading layer of problems where when you change one variable, you got a lot of other variables suddenly to account for, you know. Beast Hunter, by the way, is a top 3 deck Diamond to Legend. I don't know that anything here stands out to me as a nerf target, but they got some really good cards, right? They got some nice buffs that seem to have made a big impact. What about like neutral cards? If we just look at cards in general, like School Teacher, for instance, is in 42% of decks. That's like Ziliak's level inclusion rate. Does School Teacher need a nerf? Does Amalgam need a nerf? A little less common. This is more in the like minion type decks, which I don't think are as good on average. So I wouldn't say Amalgam is a target, but School Teacher, maybe. It's played a lot. School teacher's good, but doesn't feel oppressive. I am with you there. Yeah, that it's definitely a solid card, but it doesn't feel too bad to play against. I think sometimes in like Warrior with Bran, it does. Warrior can do some pretty gross stuff with it. Bran makes that a little bit scary. So I don't. That's maybe the only one that jumps to mind. Naga Mage too does scary stuff with it, but that's sort of by design. Yeah, teacher from the depths, exactly. Yeah. An extra from the depths. Or 2 or 3 or 4. School teacher is not a problem. Okay, you guys don't think school teacher needs it. All right, I'm cool with that. Nothing else here in a neutral set really jumping out at me. Mr. Smite, always people mention. I'm still okay with Mr. Smite, to be honest. I don't really feel too bad about Smite. Nelly, I think Nelly Smite interaction kind of sucks. If Nelly gets hurt, maybe that goes away, then Smite's fine for me, but definitely one people mention a lot. So if Blizzard wanted to throw people a bone, Mr. Smite could be a target. Sir Finley, I mean, Sir Finley's pretty popular. Probably only good in Warrior, though. So if you fix Warrior problems, this may fix any Finley problems that are there. Yeah, nothing else crazy here, I don't think. Nelly had a cap on the pirate cost. Yeah, like maybe 3 or less pirates or something. I could do it. Maybe even 5 or less, just so you don't get smites. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable list of cards. What did we identify there? Maybe like 6 or 7 possible nerf targets? Based on the data set there. I don't know where Blizzard's going to go. I don't even know for sure we're getting standard nerfs. I doubt buffs, but it's not impossible. I really doubt we see buffs, though. Just not likely. Okay. Well, that was a quick conversation, more than I expected. Any other cards you guys wanted to talk about real quick? What about Mine Rogue? Mine Rogue is floating around. It's not there yet, but it does exist as one of those decks I talked about that might get better as other things get worse. Like, I have to imagine Mine Rogue's pretty bad against Warrior. I don't know that for sure, but given all its life gain, yeah, 26% win against Warrior. So yeah, if you like make Warrior worse, then Mine Rogue is the sort of deck that might rise up in its place and be a good deck. And I would absolutely hate for a deck like this to be good. If you guys don't know Mine Rogue, it's all about Naval Mine and doing tons of damage off Death Rattle synergies and stuff. I put it on YouTube a long time ago. You want to check out a list, but yeah, it would be really scary for a deck like this to be good. I don't know if they want to preemptively look at this kind of thing, but yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what you'd nerf, but I sure hope this does not become an issue. Any things you guys would like to see buffed? I don't expect buffs, but it's not impossible. Maybe still get some of the Murlocs buffed. Maybe get I don't know, Cursed Warlock. I don't think we want that to be a really good deck necessarily. It's kind of good where it's playable, but not OP or oppressive or anything. Priest. Priest actually has a really good list right now, by the way. There's this thing with Priest where people always say Priest is bad, but they like ignore the good Priest decks. It happened when they had that face Priest too, with Void Touch Attendant and Lucia and stuff. People are like, Priest sucks, even though they had like a tier 1 deck. It's because people who like Priest want control decks to be good, not Smork decks. Because Naga Priest right now is actually a really good Priest deck. It's just that it's not the kind people want to play. People want to play like greedy Priests, you know. But this is a really solid deck. I wouldn't even be shocked if something here got nerfed, to be honest. It's a high tier deck. If they're going to nerf other higher tier decks, this would stand to gain a lot. So you might want to preemptively hit something here. I don't know if there's any great targets jumping out at me. We talked about School Teacher. Bless could maybe be like +1 to make it still, you know, the symmetrical aspect is good. Slither Spear you guys talked about. I mean, what's the highest win rate cards here? Wig, obviously. When they made Wig insane, clearly Wig is insane. I mean, Wig, they just buff, so I doubt they revert here, but it's very good. No surprise at all. They are 100% going to nerf School Teacher plus Demon Hunter card. Plus 1 Demon Hunter card. Oh, just one? Okay. Nerf Valish to a 0/1. Hey, it's a nerf. It's a nerf, all right. It counts. Yeah, I don't see any other crazy changes jumping out at me. I didn't see if you guys mentioned specific card buffs, just classes. So, maybe not a lot to talk about there. Jewel Kit? Oh, that's a good... Actually, Jewel Kit is a really good nerf target. But if I was going to nerf something in Paladin, I might get something that hits both Holy and Mech, because they're both pretty good decks. And Jewel Kit is only in Mech/hand buff stuff, not in Holy stuff. That said, I don't know that there is any card in both, except maybe Leviathan, that crosses over. But also, I don't know that Leviathan has... Oh, actually, Leviathan has pretty insane stats. But again, Cariel has even more insane stats. Leviathan's not bad, though. Leviathan could maybe eat a nerf. I don't think you'd need much, honestly. I think Leviathan feels like a pretty healthy card. But it is in all of these decks. Although, if you look, like, Cariel's at the top of every one. Jewel Kit's definitely got the good mulligan win rates here. Leviathan's way low here. Really not looking like an outlier at all. Mech Paladin. Jewel Kit again. Yeah, I mean, but Cariel again too. Yeah, man. Cariel's insane. Yeah, I don't think Jewel Kit's a crazy idea. Jewel Kit feels very strong. Every time I feel like I'm playing against Paladin, if they have Jewel Kit, I feel like I can't win. If they don't have Jewel Kit, I feel like I can win. So, definitely. By the way, guys, shout out to HS Replay for giving us all this great data. I kind of accidentally covered up their name with chat, but just to make sure they get the love here. Excellent HS Replay data if you guys don't already use this. This is some of the premium data, but... I think duels need balance changes. Yeah, I think duels would be well advised to take a look at Mycelium in particular. Beyond that, nothing's jumping out at me a ton. We usually just lose to Mycelium, honestly, or just like cool stuff. Twig, maybe, but that kind of goes in hand with Mycelium. If you kill Mycelium, Twig doesn't have as much use case or utility, right? But yeah, maybe banning Twig would be fine. And then Mycelium, maybe just one card instead of two or something. Or just maybe not making it infinite. I mean, I think it's nice that it's a little infinite, but not crazy infinite. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool that it's infinite, but maybe just one card so they can't get as much infinite value. It's like kind of capped per turn almost. Okay. Yeah, that was a good conversation, guys. Thank you. Let's call it on this conversation here. I might turn that into a video. I don't know. Not sure that's super interesting, but kind of a freebie video as well. I was going to go in about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Maybe we'll play a little standard or... Oh, I didn't open my duels pack. Whoops. Whoops. Ooh. Spicy epic pack. Excellent. We got here achievements. 15 cards with Immolate. Nice. 500 damage with Wild Pyromancer. Cool. All right. Well, I was gonna build a deck maybe. The next deck on my list was a big Spell Shaman. Wanted to run a big Spell Shaman for a while now. A couple of new cards I think enable this. Wrathspine Enchanter and Barbaric Sorceress. The challenge is there's not a lot of big spells. There aren't a lot of good spells to cheat out. Particularly with Wrathspine, it needs to be Fire, Frost, or Nature. I think this is a decent Frost spell. I think this is a really good nature spell. Command of Neptulon is really good. And I think that's about it, because I think I want threatening stuff. Stand in the Fire is pretty okay. Yeah, it gives you some reactivity. I think that's okay. But I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else that's good. So it's like you've got 3 big spells. Now, I think you could maybe do this with like quest line, right? We could maybe do quest. I don't know if there's enough overload left in standard right now, though. There's not a lot of overload. And some of these spells are pretty bad. Specifically, if you go for the big spell package. I mean, Charge Call's not. It's pretty good. But a lot of them aren't great. I'm just curious what we can do, though, if we try to put this together, you know? Is that enough overload? Do I need to run every overload spell? I think I want multicaster for card draw. Not a terrible looking curve, honestly. Got a little bit of card draw. Got some overload. Got some big spell payoff. Got some quest line payoff. I feel like I need, definitely need Sharon Scroll. Did I not do double lightning blow? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Probably need Scalding Geyser. Wind Chill's also really good. Can maybe run the 2-drop there instead. I don't know what we're gonna dial back though. I gotta get rid of 8 cards. How do I get rid of 8 cards? Like, no way. I guess Sorceress isn't gonna be good if I have all these cheap spells, right? Wrathspine is also kind of risky in that regard, but definitely want to support the Wrathspine. That's the whole point of the deck. Might be able to dump the Geyser, but I just don't have a lot of other fire. I guess Perpetual Flame's enough. Bolt, I think I need this because it's overload. Scroll's really good. Without Dredge though, can I really do Skull? Maybe I do need the Geyser. It's the only Dredge I have. Maybe I don't actually need Overdraft. I'm not really looking for damage outs. I'm looking more for like value end game. What 4 cards do you guys cut? No investment opportunity? Really don't have enough card draw without it. I have Wind Chill, I guess. Multicaster, sort of. Maybe. Obviously, I can just draw another card, but when it's doubled in particular, that one's good. Is Brucon a good card? I think we need Brucon, yeah. Brucon's very good. Dude, Scalding Geyser keeps jumping out at me as the card to cut here, but... I mean, Glaciate is honestly probably the card to cut, but it's the only reason to run Wrathspine, so... There's just no reason to run Scroll, really, if you don't have Geyser. I think I need Sleepbreaker. What about Lightning Storm? Do I have enough overload without the Lightning Storm? 2, 4, 6... 8, 10. These are all new overload cards. 12, 14. Yeah, 14 might be enough. I can also get more off this. Yeah. Kind of don't hate this. Quest is bait. I want Parrot? Think so? I hear what you're saying. I get it, because Parrot basically doubles these, but just gives me more time. It is true that Quest does not inherently interact with Enchanter. They just both sort of support the same goal, which is getting more of these big spells out. You're not crazy wrong, because also spending 5 mana on this seems kind of annoying. Maybe I do go away from this quest line. If I cut all the overload that I don't need, it does seem like the deck fits a lot better, I'll be honest. I did sort of want Charged Call, though, as well in the pool for this. Like, it's a really good nature spell to get a copy of. That said, I don't have to cut all the overload. I just don't need as much overload, so I can run better cards. If I just run better cards, am I a happier camper, right? I might be a happier camper. Yeah, let's think about it. Let's take a look. So a little overload, but more good cards. Actually, still like Feral Spirit pretty well. Okay, there's not that many more good cards. There's a few. Wallball Cavern, definitely a good card. Coral Keeper we could go for, but I don't know. Like, it's a little better in this kind of deck, I think, than like traditional Burn Shamans, because they're more about like finding lethal pushes and stuff. Hello, Mrs. Kilbin. Welcome home. How was your day? You're tired? If you stood there, I don't know if we could see you. You're wearing a green scrubs. They're a little dark, though. I think they'd show up. They almost look a hair blue. A hair forest blue. You're going to write something on that Post-it note for me. I bet it's a food item. What did you decide on? Same thing as when? Euros? Euros. Sure. It's unusual for you to want the same food multiple times in a row, but I'm fine with that. I have 31 cards. Maybe this is just good enough. Maybe Bolner's is greedy. Oh, no, I didn't cut Quest. I thought I cut Quest. Did I accidentally cut something else? Whoops. Kind of like this. This looks like a good 30. Yeah, let's give this a go. See how it feels. See how it feels. Alrighty. One game, guys. I'm probably going to go after this. Maybe two. Probably one, though. Hey, Crispity Crunch, thanks for the 9 months. Welcome back. Oh, chat is still on screen. Thank you. You're a saint, dude. Wow. Awesome. I would have never noticed. Okay. Actually, probably a decent multicaster already, honestly. Canal Slogger does seem like it could be valuable against Curse Warlock, though, too. We need healing. I mean, this is a rogue, so there's no reason to actually keep this, but we can pretend at least. Maybe it's a real warlock. It's possible at our rank that it is a real warlock, I think. Geyser, yeah, sure. Get those immediately, right? Cool with that. Is it a warlock? Is it a rogue? Take your bets now, chat. You could win a grand prize of nothing. Congratulations. You did it. It's actually, I think, a Murloc Warlock. Wow, fun. Kind of needs to die, but I don't kill it easily right now. Let's wait, because we might coin the Slogger next turn. Hitting this to 1 doesn't really achieve anything, right? Okay. And maybe still freeze it just to cycle that guy. That's fine. Spend our mana there. Not that I care about saving 1 too much, but just filling in this mana nicely. Turns out it's a Murloc Rogue. Oh my god, dude. That would be such a funny deck to play. Oh, dude. Oh man. I still wish Rogue had like a really crazy surprise card where I guess you could do that with Pirates and then like slam a Hook Tusk late, where you just literally. Oh, why is my Discord not on streamer mode? Whoa, sorry guys. I guess you could do that. That would be pretty fun. Just say, oh, actually, I was secretly a rogue the whole time. I've got a hook tusk. You never expected, you fool. Mrs. Kelvin wants fried zucchini. Favorite salad. You're not gonna get your kebabs? Makes me sad. You know, I just hope it's good. You're taking a real risk here to mix things up. Alrighty, Mr. Rogue. I'm gonna finish up. I'll order that shortly. A lot of thoughts in this Murloc deck. A lot to consider. But yeah, we could play a Murloc Rogue. Or, well, I guess Pirate Rogue. But we'd look like a Pirate Warlock or a Pirate Druid or a Pirate whatever, a Pirate Hunter. And then slam Hook Tusk on 8. They never expect it. Just play pirates, random neutral pirates, right? Wow, just tap Chum Bucket. That's a big old chum. Big old chum. Okay, we can start here. Probably get away with a wind chill. Frostbite instead. I leave up a 4/4. Yeah, you can freeze that later. I don't really think this will be very disruptive to them. They already played their Chum Bucket, which is probably the one big spell they actually care a lot about, but that's okay. So what have we played for this? We played Wind Chill, we played Fire Dude. We have not played a nature spell quite yet, but Maelstrom Portal might help us do that. I don't think we did anyway. Barrel Spirit doesn't seem great. Bolner or Sleepbreaker is pretty cool. Only get one freeze though, so the Bolner is a little bit isolated in that case. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe this guy's fine. Draw 2. Okay with that. Contest this 4/3 at least.
I've heard of it.
Double Feral Spirit's pretty fun. Actually, Don't Stand the Fire's maybe gonna be good depending on how this goes. Could be nice. You can tell Regis has been there one too many times, ordering something new and being disappointed. I'm almost never disappointed. I am very unpicky when it comes to food, as you could probably tell. Don't need to tell you that, but my wife is very picky, so I try to, you know, intercept if I can a little bit. Try to save her some agony on occasion. Doesn't often work, but I try. Okay, so that is a monster board now. Don't Stand in the Fire just does not do enough. Maelstrom Portal kind of sets up for a better fire later, but this Seer just melts me, dude. I think we just stall out for now, and the Overload here still gives me a Don't Stand in the Fire next turn, so maybe that's going to be enough. If not, we'll just, I don't know, piece something together. Piece together a freeze or something. Couple freezes and hope for the best till we get a board that makes sense. If we ever do, I mean, I think in a lot of ways the boards are going to keep getting bigger, so I don't know. Might be challenging to do that. Currently, though, this is lining up well for a Maelstrom Portal on a few of these. So Don't Stand in the Fire might similarly work fairly well on a few of these. If I just like maybe trade here, I've got 3 really good targets. Too much total health, but at least a few things I'm fairly happy to snipe off, right? That said, I'm at 13, so I don't exactly have a lot of leeway here. Maelstrom Portal is a little bit cheaper, so I could go like attack. Maelstrom hits 4 off. Sleepbreaker freeze, one of the big ones maybe.
Cast that.
Not great. I almost love a taunt here. Why was that so loud?
Frost bites sharper than veins.
I'm alive at 1 here. I don't know, man. That doesn't feel great. I'm alive at 1. I think Warlock's got a lot of ways to find 1 damage. Another War Leader. Well, I mean, I guess it's really maybe just another War Leader. I don't know what else they have. That's not so bad. That's big and annoying, but not the end of the world, maybe. I can find a way to do 15 damage here. So I can clear the 2 small ones, and I'm left with 15 on board. Obviously, this alone is not enough. It's only 10. If I had a lightning bloom, maybe. I can do this and try to hit like a 5-drop taunt. I could also just go for Glaciate right off the bat and try to hit a 8-drop taunt. There's a few Moargs and stuff, some rush minions maybe. Oh, is Sleepbreaker impaired still? Oh yeah, it might be actually. Oh man, do I get a second wind chill off that then?
Flames on the side of my face.
So does Bolner give me 2? I don't know how Bolner Parrot works. Does Bolner give me 2? I'm better off trying to hit a Slogger. I don't know how this works. To be honest with you, I don't know how this works. I think he just repeats. Oh, he does. Okay, nice. That was a baller play, dude. Ooh, Raspbind Enchanter's insane. Okay. Oh, suddenly we might be in business. Oh my god. If I'm not dead, we might be in business, dude, because I have Bolner even right now. So I might cast 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. Oh my god, if this Bolner lives, dude. Oh my god, if this Bolner lives, dude. Oh my god. This could be absolutely nuts. I might get this instead of this, which is definitely worse. But I kind of have board size problems anyway, maybe. Oh no, I think Bolner's dead. But even 1 Rat Spine is still interesting for us, although notably worse, I think. Notably worse. Because there's 18 health out there. I may not be able to... Oh, there's 21 health out there. I may not be able to clear everything. Kind of depends on how the breakpoints go with the trades and stuff. I mean, it's still my best play. I'm certain of that. I really hope I get a Glaciate on a good unit here. Maybe I should use this first. I'm dumb. Really dumb. I had a 3 out of 4, but there's no reason to risk it, right? Not the best unit, unfortunately. Oh, I'm dead, man. I'm dead to a 1-1. I'm dead to a freaking 1-1, dude. I only have 1 life, dude. It's so sad, man. Are you kidding me, dude? I just needed this to be a taunt. Any taunt would have been just fine. That is unbelievable, man. 1 more mana, I could have hero powered, right? Like maybe rolled a taunt, but I gotta kill the 7-2. This deck's gonna be fun though, I think, man. This looked really fun. This was a cool game. We kind of got smorked and still almost kept up. Bolner shenanigans look really fun with the Rat Spine. Like, I think this is gonna be a great deck, which is awesome for the people watching tomorrow, because I'm done for now. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for checking out today, guys. Great stream, fun one for sure. I was in a good saucy mood today. So I will see you all tomorrow. We'll do more duels. I actually might come back tonight for some Marvel Snap. We'll see how I feel and what's up with food and all that stuff. But yeah, I might come back tonight for Marvel Snap. Just stay tuned. All right, enjoy this raid. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. Love you all a ton. Appreciate your discussion on nerfs. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate kind words. Appreciate all the goodness and all that fun stuff. Love you. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the raid. And until next time, game on.